shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishments of Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seeds shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein. Now I mentioned earlier that I brought out first John 2:15 saying, "Love not the world," right? So that's twofold. I'm gonna read it again. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Woe to you that dwell that are in the world mentally and physically. Those who love the world, you want to remain in this world. You're a worldly person. Everything that's truth of the Bible, you don't follow. But the lies that be taught, you follow. You're in the world. So that's including you. You're gonna die. It's the scripture say, woe. Woe means destruction. Destruction to them that are in the world. Because the men that the Most I have that's destined for salvation, they're not gonna be destroyed. They're gonna be delivered out of that destruction. So that destruction is only going to 2/3 in you other nations. That's who that destruction comes, because you're sitting on the world. I mean, in the world, but you're not. You're on the earth in the world. So you're gonna die for that. Verse 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be seditions among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So they're not going to care what the police chief is saying, what the mayor is saying, what the governor is saying, or what the president is saying. They're not going to care what they have to say. Your kings and your princes ain't going to matter. They're going to go and they're going to fight. And when they say one people against another, so stand up and fight against another, that's your race wars. You got race wars that's coming to these streets right here. And all the streets that are connected in all these different cities and states across the United States and in other countries. Because Jake all over. It's going to be Israelites against you other nations. You other nations are the heathens. And you're going to be, and the Most High going to have the spirit on Jake, that their foot's going to be the back of your neck. And your neck and the front of your face is going to be on the ground. Next scripture. Because race riots is people looking and they see what's going on today, and they don't have a course of understanding of why this is happening. Why are Edomites and the other nations, why they talking so tough? Why they acting so rough? Why they ready to rumble with you Jakes now? When Obama was in office, you didn't have none of this. You know what I'm saying? None of this was taking place, and Jake is getting riled up, man. I encourage any brother, if you get the chance and opportunity to go watch that documentary on Netflix. It's called When They See Us, and it shows you what 5 Jakes went through in 1989, being falsely accused of raping an Edomite woman, and that documentary, or that show, it's not a documentary, it's a TV series, right? It's gonna piss you off. It's gonna put you in the spirit, a spirit of vengeance, man. But vengeance belongs to the Most High. So He's gonna pay these devils back for that. But you still gonna feel it. You still gonna get pissed off. That's how you do our people, man. This is Zechariah 12:2. It says, "Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of tremblance unto all the people round about." Jerusalem is talking about you Israelites. You 12 tribes. You're Jerusalem. And the other people that's around about you, that's who he's talking about. They're gonna tremble. Why are they gonna tremble at the sight of an Israelite? They're gonna tremble when an Israelite come in their way, because they don't know if that's the day they're gonna die. They don't know if they're about to get their head beat in. Because Jake going to have a strong spirit on them. Most likely going to give them strength, man. They're going to have strength. Not spiritual power, but they're going to have strength. They're going to be strong. They're going to be attacking these other nations, man. And these other nations going to attack you. They're already preparing for it. If you go on YouTube and look, starting with the Edomites, they're the primary ones that are out there training and buying up all the weapons and buying up all the ammunition and practice shooting and all that shit. But that ain't really gonna help them. They could do it all day long. The Most High gonna have Jake like lions on these, and these people are gonna be the prey, man. It says, "Behold, I will make Jerusalem a cup of tremblance unto the people round about. When they shall be in the siege both against Jerusalem, Judah, and against Jerusalem. And in that day will I make Jerusalem a burdensome stone for all people, and all that burden themselves with it shall be cut in pieces, though all the people of the earth be gathered together against it." So you're going to have all the different other people that are going to gather together and get and join up to go against you 12 tribes, the nation of Israel. Excuse me. Let me get a quick drink, man. Because the race riots are coming, they coming front and center. And when they get here, guess what? You can't, there's nothing nobody can do about it. Jake with that love the world, love everybody's spirit, and protecting your neighbor and sticking up for your neighbor. You're gonna want to stick up your neighbor instead of sticking up for your neighbor, because Jake gonna be ready to, man. Jake gonna be ready to pounce on you Edomites, because they're gonna receive so much from the hands of the so-called white man and other nations. They're gonna be ready to take them down, because they see we got this love everybody spirit. Our people, speaking of 2/3 of our people, you love other nations. You can see how they are. They just defending them. The other nations don't defend you for shit though. They don't defend you at all, but you defend them. This is Zechariah 9 and 12. It says, "Turn you to the stronghold, ye prisoners of old. Even to today do I declare that I will render double unto thee. When I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim." Now I did a video on this. I did a video on this about the race riots. And I was going into it, basically breaking it down, the fact that the Most High is going to take and make the nation of Israel, he's going to make half the nation, because the nation is split, but they're going to come together to form one weapon. And that one weapon is being compared to a bow and arrow. So he's going to take, the scriptures say that he's going to take Judah, and he's going to have, Judah's going to be the bow, and Ephraim is going to be the arrow. And when you put it together, and you put that bow and arrow, and you let it go, the arrow goes and it hits a target, and it puts that target down. So that's what the Most High is going to do. He's going to use the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom together as one weapon to go against the other nations. It says, "When I have bent Judah for me, the bow, the bow, and filled the bow with Ephraim being the arrow, and raised up thy sons, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against the sons of old Greece." And Greece representing the so-called white man and you other nations, because you other nations, just because the race riots kick off, when the race riots kick off, you're going to stay right alongside the white man, because that's who you got your tumult with. You got your agreement with the so-called white man, so you're not going to abandon him. You're going to stand side by side and be fighting with him. But then some of the other nations might go against the so-called white man, but don't matter. You Israelites going to be on y'all asses, the other nations. It says, and made thee as a sword of the mighty men. The Lord shall be seen over them, and his arrow shall go forth as the lightning, and the Lord power shall blow the trumpet, and shall go with whirlwinds of the south. The Lord of hosts shall defend them, and they shall devour and subdue with sling stones, and they shall drink and make a noise, and as the wine, as through wine, and they shall be filled like bowls in all the corners of the altar. And the Lord thy power shall save them in that day as the flock of his people, for they shall be as the stones of a crown lifted up as an ensign upon his land. That's talking about the elect. The elect is going to be lifted up. The elect is going to be saved. Because these race riders are coming full-fledged, and they coming forth. So people ain't going to be able to just walk these streets without getting pressed by another nation. It's going to be rumbling, fighting. They're also going to be places going to be getting cut off. You're going to have full sedition among men. See, right now I can look down the street and you see people talking to each other, people walking by speaking to each other. That ain't going to be the case. In that day, you're going to see. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back to second there just because it's going to give you some more on that. You see people walking by, a person gonna see another person, and that's gonna equal opportunity. What the hell they got that I want, or what I'm gonna get out of this person? I'm gonna shake this person down. I'm gonna take whatever they got. This is back in 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Why? Because the cities are gonna be cut off. You ain't gonna be able to just travel like you do now. You ain't gonna be able to go from Long Beach to Compton to Carson to Gardena to Inglewood to LA. You ain't gonna be able to do that. You ain't gonna be able to go from city to city. It's just gonna be blocked off. So because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. So you're gonna have people that is gonna wonder. I wonder what Ted got next door. I wonder what Alvin got over there. I ain't talking about no Alvin and the Chipmunks. I'm talking about your neighbor. What is he storing up? What does he got that I want? What does he got that I gotta get? And primarily, he's gonna be wondering what the hell you got, and what can he get out of you? And then, like I was saying, people walking up and down the streets, you see somebody that's gonna equal an opportunity to take what they got. But it says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me read that part again, because that was the answer right there. That tells you why they're gonna be going in your house. That tells you why that you're gonna see another person and they're gonna be opportunity to you. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, because they ain't got no food in their cabinets, their cupboards, their fridges. They ain't gonna have no food in there. So they gonna figure you got food and they want it. So they gonna be going into your shit. Behold, said the Lord, power, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south and from the east and Lebanon, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen. So will I do also. So those who put hell on the Most High's chosen, guess what? He gonna put the hell and destruction unto you. It says, thus saith the Lord power, It says also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord power, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. That's you Edomites. Most I say his hand ain't gonna be off of you. Those who shed the innocent blood on the earth. That's the so-called white man. You the one going from country to country bombing people with your drones. You the one going throughout the inner cities and putting hell and killing our people. That's you. So the Most High he ain't gonna stop with his tearing your ass up. This is Zechariah 14:1. It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, and thy spoils shall be divided in the midst of thee. Spoils meaning your goods. Whoever out here, you got some goods in those times, because you got Edomites that are stockpiling. They out here gathering all that they can. You know, that's what they doing. You know, doomsday preppers, and you preppers that are out there putting together your bug out material. Your guns and your flashlights and your batteries, and then your food and your dry food and your cold storage food. All you got mountains of water. That's what it's talking about. It's talking about you. That's gonna be divided, divided among you, and it's gonna be divided. The Most High gonna have those who stockpile it. That's for His elect, man. His elect gonna come across all your goods. When you gonna be dead, you ain't gonna be able to protect your stuff. Verse 2, it says, for I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to the battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled, and the women ravished, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of the people shall not be cut off from the city. And when it say your house is going to be rifled, that means, when you look up that word, that means pillage. You know, that means people going through your stuff. You're going to wake up to somebody rumbling through your cupboards, running through your drawers and all into your in your garage, and all in your storages and all that stuff that you have where you got your stuff that you hiding and stuff. All that, you're going to have somebody rumbling through your stuff. Why? Because they ain't got no bread and you got it, so they got to get it. That's what that's talking about. Matter of fact, there's Israelites that's going to suffer from this too, though. So I'm gonna go into some deeper into that. Go to bear with me for a moment. This is 2nd Ezra 9:1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the times diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest shall begin to visit the world which he made. And the Most High already visited in this world. You got earthquakes happening all across the earth. You got flooding. You got tornadoes, natural disasters that are happening throughout the earth, all throughout the earth. And you've been having those things, but they're being magnified. They're happening so much more often, and they're being so much more deadly. Since Katrina, which I'm not mistaken, Katrina took place in 2005, if I'm not mistaken. But since then, just in the past 2 years, you had Hurricane Harvey, Hurricane Maria. You had I forget the name of the hurricane. You had a hurricane in the Houston, Texas area. You've had hurricanes all throughout the South. You know, and some going all the way into the Midwest. You have hurricanes. You know, not just tornadoes, but you have hurricanes. You got flooding and raining and all this stuff that the Most High is showing you that He visited this earth. Natural earthquakes. You got high frequencies. People are losing their mind. You know, so the Most High is showing you different ways that He is visiting this place. These things were always something that took place, but they're happening so much more and on a higher scale. They're more detrimental. They're more disastrous. It says, thou understand that there is the very time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world that he made. Therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Now, let's talk about them uproars for a minute. You've been having uproars of people protesting. Some of the protests are peaceful, a lot of them are not. There are a lot of physical protests that are going on. You got these Trump rallies that's going on. Then you have the anti-Trump rallies and the Antifas and all these other different rallies. Then that's just here. But you got countries like Venezuela, France, Greece, all these other countries that their government has put them in so much of a financial bind that people aren't surviving out there, especially in Venezuela. You know, you have people that are really suffering, and even they're suffering after the hurricane that took place in Puerto Rico. You have all these different countries of people that are protesting, they're getting violent because they know that their government is just depleting their funds, depleting all their monetary funds that they have, that belong to the people, their assistance programs. They don't have that. People don't have work. So you have uproars of the people. You got people out, and these uproars, they're all gonna turn eventually violent uproars. People ain't gonna have enough of that. They're gonna take to the streets to hurt. So they're gonna go on the streets to hurt the government. They're gonna have riot gear. They're gonna be in riot gear, and they ain't gonna matter. They're gonna still fight these people. It says, verse 4. It says, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and the end and an end, and the end is manifest. So it's being manifest, it's being presented, shown right before your face. And these are prophecies. That's why, like I was speaking when I first started speaking, that prophecies are happening. Prophecy. Why is prophecy happening? Because we're getting closer to getting up out of here, man. We're getting closer to Most High destroying this place and delivering his servants, delivering his watchmen, delivering 1/3 of the elect of the nation of Israel, and setting up the whole nation of Israel's kingdom. That's why these things are happening, and they got to continue to happen. We got to pray and pray that something daily continue to contribute to the furthering of the prophecies, so therefore we can get the hell up out of here, so the people that's ruling over your head can rule underneath your hands, under your feet. They're gonna be ruling in slavery. That's the rulership they're gonna have. They're gonna be ruled over, and they're gonna be on the bottom with the other nations, and that ruling that slavery. Because they're going to be taskmasters in the kingdom. It's going to be keeping you other nations in order. It says, verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and ending in effect in signs. And every one that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works, not by the works that you do to escape the issue, but with the works that you do now. The Most High have you out doing the work, and that work is going to receiving treasures, right? Spiritual treasures, and those spiritual treasures are you're gonna spend them in the time of Jacob's trouble. You earning those spiritual treasures, and when the Most High send tabs out and people got to pay, you're gonna have spiritual treasures that you can cash in. That's gonna spare you from being put to death. Gonna spare you from suffering bad times, evil times. And by faith. So let me read that again from the top. It says, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith. Let's hear it. His faith is very important. This is whereby ye have believed. That's a beautiful combination. You're gonna escape by the works and by the faith and wherever you believed. And the Most High give that all to you. It's a combination. It's a beautiful combination. And that's how you'll be saved. Because the Most High is giving you all of that. This is verse 8. shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and with my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning, because the elect was there in the beginning of the creations. So you've been sanctified. You've been cleansed from then. So you've been, predestined to be saved. Then shall they be in pitiful case. Talking about the two-thirds of our people are going to be in a pitiful case, which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torment. The time of Jacob's trouble. That's when you're going to be dwelling in torment, because the Most High is going to let all hell rain down on two-thirds of our people. It says, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. How you not known him? Because the Most High haven't introduced himself to you. See, people don't know. Like, let me get a quick precept. Because people look at these celebrities and these singers and these rappers, and these actors, these super rich people. You look at these people. You look at these big, strong athletes and stuff, and you think that they're special. That you glorify them people, man. You're not supposed to do that. That ain't who the Most High glorified. They're not better than the men of the Lord. Is who the Most High, who he loves. That's who he deems as above on this earth. They're set up as pillars on the earth. That's who the Most High set up men to be pillars on the earth, to hold this thing together. This is Jeremiah 9:23. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom," because the wisdom of this world is foolishness to the Most High. The wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the truth is what the Most High deems to be glorified. We glorify in spiritual things. It says, "Neither let the mighty man glory in his might. Let not the rich glory in his riches. But let him that glorifieth glory of this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord which exercises loving kindness, judgment, and righteousness in the earth. For in these things delight." For in these things I delight, saith the Lord. So the delight needs to come in the fact that glorify that you know the Most High and that you understand His truth. That He's giving you that knowledge and that wisdom and that understanding. That's what needs to be glorified. Because the Most High set up men to matter of fact, jump up. This is Jeremiah 3:15. It says, "And I will give you pastors according to my heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding." So the Most High is giving these men. He's giving men on the earth to feed you knowledge and wisdom and understanding, to have the truth, so therefore you may understand and know Him, because you've been given the truth and you understand the truth, and that's how you know the Most High. Another scripture, and I'm gonna get back. Proverbs 10:21. It says, "The lips of the righteous feedeth many, but fools die for want of wisdom." Man, so the Most High is giving you that wisdom, man. It's people that die for the want of that wisdom. But then the Most High has given you the understanding of that wisdom, and men that teach you that. And that's what needs to be glorified in. Back in second Esdras, this is back in verse, I left off in verse 10. It says, "For such as in their life receive benefits and have not known me." So those who didn't know him, those who glorified in the mighty man, glorified in the rich man, you didn't know the Most High, because you didn't know what the Most High glorified in. So you're going to receive torment. It says you receive benefits in your life, and you have not known the Most High. It says, and they that have lost my law. That's how you know it's talking about you Israelites, man, because you're the ones that's under the law. Let's bring that out real quick. Because people, the Most High is speaking to a specific people. He's not speaking to everybody. Everybody think that the Bible pertains to you and everybody that's around you. No, it only pertains to certain people, man. It don't pertain to everybody. This is Psalms 147:19. Says he showed his word unto Jacob. Let me let the bus go by. It says he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. And that goes into 2nd Esdras, the 9th chapter, because the scriptures tell you he's only shown his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. So he ain't dealing with no other nation. So when he speaks about loathing his law, it's talking about you Israelites. Why? Let's get that. This is Romans. I can bear with me for a second. This is Romans 3:19. It says, now we know that whatsoever the law said is said to them who are under the law, that every mouth may be stopped and all the world may become guilty before Yahweh. Therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. So that's how you know you sin. Why? The scriptures tell you that sin is the transgression of the law. So when you transgress and break the law, that only applies to those who are under the law, which are you Israelites. So back in 2nd Esdras, when the scriptures say, when it says, and they that have loathed my law, it's talking about you Israelites. It ain't talking about nobody else. No other nation can slide in there and say that applies to you, even though you're going to receive the judgment that the same Israelites going to receive that loathed his law. You're going to be put to death. You're going to be laid to waste. The other nations ain't escaping this. Anybody that sits on the planet that's not part of 1/3 and the elect going to get touched. You're going to suffer. You're going to be put in situations where you're going to have to eat people. You ain't gonna have no food. You're gonna suffer cannibalism. You're gonna be getting attacked by beasts. All these things that scripture says it goes directly to you too. But this is talking about the Most High is dealing with why he's letting 2/3 of our people know why he's gonna do you this way. It said.